Welcome to Fit Talk Fridays, and today we're going to be talking about the metatarsal area or pain in the ball of the foot, the forefoot. So I'm going to talk about metatarsalgia of the feet, which is what happens in the forefoot or the ball of the foot. So when it happens in the ball of the foot, metatarsalgia means anything that gives you pain along this metatarsal region. So in the hand we have metacarpals that are quite short, and in the foot we have metatarsals, which are quite long. Now these metatarsals are supposed to be arch-shaped in this kind of position here. The second and the third and the fourth should be raised a little bit like a little rainbow. But commonly they fall forward, and when they fall forward the peak of the arch can also drop. So this is what we call metatarsalgia. It's an umbrella term for pain anywhere in this area. So it can give problems with heel pain if the metatarsals drop down. It can cause problems with any of these muscles which can be stretched. It can also cause problems with the metatarsal arch here. So like I said, those bones should be in that position, up and raised. They shouldn't be flat like this or drop down negatively. Now if that does happen, to me, in my opinion, the metatarsal arch, there are three: the transverse metatarsal arch, the longitudinal arch, and the lateral arch. But to me, this arch here is the most important that runs across from left to right behind the toes. Because if this arch drops, it makes up this peak of this arch all the way underneath. So for me, I always look for this arch to save the foot from any structural damage later on. So better to address this arch as soon as we see it dropping or as soon as you get pain in the ball of your foot. So what do we do if that happens? So first we can take a gyps cast of your foot, and this area here, if you look at the side profile, looks like a little half an egg, and it depends how much your arch is dropped to see how much we lift that part of the arch of your foot. So it can be small like this one, or it can be quite large. If it's larger, we can push it further back to lift the dome of your foot as well. Also, sometimes we need to do some structural binding of the foot, and that's what we have all of these neuromuscular tapes or K-tape. These all have different strengths and different sizes, and these are placed, say for example, across the foot in a web position, and that lifts and compresses the forefoot and lifts the middle portion up here so that the metatarsals can all be aligned. Now also, something interesting with the nerves. The nerves have a double branch between the third and fourth toe. And this double branch of nerve can sometimes form a neuroma, or if all the metatarsals drop down flat, it can create neuritis, which is inflammation of the nerves. Inflammation of the nerves is what we call Morton's neuritis, and if you have a bundle of nerves, it's quite rare, but it can happen, called Morton's neuroma. And sometimes people call the neuritis the neuroma, but the neuroma is quite rare. What we would do for that is try and open up the space in between the bones by lifting this area where I'm pointing to with the finger, and that opens up the space to give the nerves more space to talk to the toes. Otherwise these toes can go numb. So that's what we do for Morton's neuroma, Morton's neuritis, collapsed transverse arch, metatarsalgia. So this is what we do. We do orthotics, we do foot binding and taping to constrict the foot as well. There's also some electromuscle stimulation that you can do to tighten these intrinsic muscles to keep the metatarsals in place also. So thank you for listening to Fit Talk Fridays, and I hope you have a wonderful Friday.